All right, good evening. Welcome back to Smoke Rings After Dark. It's that time again. This is series number 2 of the podcast. And tonight we will be doing interviews. So we're going to interview each other. We made some questions up, but we did not let the other person read the questions. So it'll be a very interesting conversation tonight because we have no idea what the questions are. But I'll give you guys as the audience a little bit more background on us. So going further into the channel, you'll kind of know who we are, what we're about, and where we came from, and where we're going. So what are we smoking tonight on the podcast?
This is a Nub Maduro.
A Nub Maduro.
Maduro.
Nub Maduro.
Not Maduro.
It's a shorty.
Yes.
I think they call those a Robusto. If it's a short cigar, I think it's called a Robusto.
Okay.
And tonight I will be having from Left Hand Brewing Company, Milk Stout Nitro. America Stout is my first one. The second one, if we get into that, this is a Guinness Drought Stout. So I've had these a couple of times. Go really good with a cigar if you're looking for something to drink with your cigar. All right, so we're going to kick it off, and I guess we're going to let Christy start first with the questions.
Okay. Let me see. Okay.
It's a pretty good cigar. It's not bad.
Yeah. Not terrible.
I like it. It's not bad. All right, go ahead. Let's do it.
Looking back on your childhood, what's one memory that shaped who you are today, and why does it stand out?
Looking back on my childhood.
Yeah.
What's one memory?
Yeah. That shaped who you are today, and why does it stand out to you? Deep.
That is a little deep.
Yeah.
All right. So I would say, I think, so on the last podcast, if you guys watched the first one, we talked about my dad a little bit. So I would say for sure, I think like when I was a kid, I was big into sports. I played everything. Like I played baseball a lot, played a ton of football, played some soccer for a brief period of time. But I remember like, as my sports were going when I was younger, my dad was always my coach, right? Typically. And sometimes he wasn't, but he always had good feedback. I think after my games, like, hey, you should do this and do that. Then he became my coach. And then it's like, people that have their parent as a coach know it's pretty hard, right? There's a lot of pressure on you. But I think in doing that, I believe like the discipline, right, that was instilled in me as a kid, not only in sports, but like everyday life. My dad was a police officer. So rules were pretty strict, right? You couldn't do a whole lot. Like I didn't get to skip school and like have a ton of parties at the house. And you didn't do stuff like that because you knew the whole town would know, right? Because my dad was like the commander of the town. So, but I think, that probably shaped my way I am now. I think the discipline that I have, not into sports anymore, of course. I mean, I watch sports, don't really play sports, but I think as far as the discipline goes, I think that probably had a ton of shaping who I am today is because of the discipline I got when I was younger. Always trying to like be number one, excel the best that you can. And it's okay to be in second place, right? Like I didn't get in trouble if we weren't in first place.
Right.
It's okay. As long as
you did your best
to do second place. So I think like I take that into my career now. Like I strive to be number one, but if I don't, I don't. But I think that the goals I have now were instilled by that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, this kind of might be a moot point, but who? It's good stuff.
That's good.
Oh, it's cold out here.
Oh, I like that.
So, who in your family influenced you the most growing up, and what impact did they have on the person you became? So that might be a moot point.
Who influenced me the most as a child?
Yeah. It doesn't have to be a family, I don't guess. Was there anybody outside your family that influenced you? Maybe a coach or a teacher or...
Well, okay. So I'll say that I would say my mom and my dad, right? They influenced me probably the most. That's who we spend the most time with, right? Is our family. So I would say probably my mom and my dad. I think some of the influence that I received, not only as a kid, right, but growing up, even into my high school years, even into my 20s and 30s, and even today, I think my dad isn't here anymore, but my mom is. I think I still get influence from them, right?
Right.
I'm influenced by them or her on a daily basis, I think, when we have conversations. But I think they just always instilled good values, right? There was good values. Like when I was a kid, we were made get up, get your clothes on Sunday, you're going to church, right? And kids just didn't want to go to church, but mom made sure we were in a car and we're going to church.
Right.
So I think that to where I am today with my religion, which we'll get into in a different podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
That helped influence that a lot, right? Because she always made sure I was doing that. And to my point where I kind of talked earlier, my dad, I think, same thing, like those values that, that he did in the sports and like making sure like I just didn't sit at home and play video games.
Yeah, true.
I was always out doing something. He tried to keep me active. Like I think that influenced me not only on who I am today, but I think it also influenced me with my own kids, right? And trying to make sure, hey, what are you doing? Are you in sports this year?
Yeah.
Get off the video game. My youngest plays video games 24 hours a day when he's not in school, right? But he still does cross country. He does sports. He was going to the gym. So I think my mom and dad, I would say, were my biggest influencers. And today, I think my mom is also an influencer. But I think also for me, in the last 3 years, right? I think you've been an influencer, right? Like I think there's this old thing. It was a Jack Nicholson movie. I don't remember. As Good as It Gets, maybe. I can't remember the name of it. It was an old one. It had Helen Hunt in it.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember it?
Yeah.
And he shows up at her door and he says this, right? And she like freaks out. She starts crying and everything. But like, it was something along the lines of, you make me want to be a better man. I think that's what he said. So I think for you, I think that, I'm how do I say this? I don't want to say the wrong word. I'm the head of the house.
Brownie points. Good job,
I'm the head of the household.
Yeah.
I'm not the leader of our house, right? I'm not the leader. Like we do our own things.
Right.
We discuss all of our decision making. But I think as the head of a household, I think as the man, I think like, okay, like you make me want to do better for us, whether it be our job, our location. Like we'll get into that in another podcast, right? How many times we've moved in the last 3 years, but like always to make sure I think that it's not just about my happiness, it's about our happiness and getting to see you happy. And like if you are somewhere you don't want to be, that's a big deal to me. And then I think the other thing is like the influence is like you say things sometimes, I think, to me, and sometimes you do things to like, I don't think maybe you don't mean it as an influence, but I take it as that way to like be better. Or like a good example, I know this is weird, but like working out, right? Like I'm on this workout trend now on the Oculus.
Yeah.
Where I do these workouts, and some of them have been extremely long. When I say extremely long, they've been 30 minutes, but it's a lot for me, right?
It's a lot.
Mm.
But you're doing really good at them, and you're sticking with them.
I do, and I think so. Like when I'm ready to quit at 15 minutes, you're the one in the background saying, "Come on, you got this. Keep going, keep going." Like that influences me, if you will, right? To go a little bit longer and to finish it out. Because some of the things I would probably quit. Had I been a single guy right now and I wasn't married, I probably wouldn't work out at all, right? I'd probably be like my son. I'd probably be in there playing video games or something because there's no one to hold you accountable or influence you to be a better person of yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good question. Good answer, babe. Okay. Oh, okay. So what would you say is one of your greatest achievements so far, and how did it change your life or mindset? Greatest achievement so far, and how did it change your life or your mindset? How did it change the way you think about things?
Greatest achievement so far.
It could be in business. It could be family. It could be life in general. Greatest achievement.
And what was the second part of that question?
And how did it change your mindset?
For now.
Yeah.
Future, right? Current times.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I'll go back a little bit. I think, so my whole life, right, growing up as a kid and in high school, all I wanted to do was be a police officer. My dad was a cop. All I wanted to do is be a police officer. Graduated high school. I started college and started my criminal justice degree, right? I think I made it through a half a semester, right? I was at work one night, won't name the place that I worked at, but I was working loss prevention, which is plain clothes security pretty much, and had a shoplifter come in stealing at the store, and I arrested them, handcuffed them, brought them back in the office, called the police to come transport. The officer showed up and he said, hey, like, how's it going? We were good friends kind of from work and stuff like that. And he said, I was telling him about the criminal justice and like my plan. And he said, listen, he sat down in the chair. I'll never forget it. I was probably 20 at this time. And he looked at me and he said, whatever you do, don't become a cop. I was like, what? He's like, don't do it. I said, that's all I've wanted to do my whole life, right? Is follow my dad's footsteps, be the police, help people, you know, carry a badge and a gun and be the popo kind of thing, right? He's like, I'm telling you right now. He said, stay where you're at. Stay in the private sector. Mm-hmm. He's like, you'll make more money than you will as a cop ever. And he said, the politics are terrible in police work. He's like, stay where you're at and don't do it. So after that conversation, I think the light bulb kind of came on. I never went back to school, never finished my degree. And I worked for a ton of different retailers working in the LP field, right? Or asset protection field. Mm-hmm. And I think now looking back at that to where I'm at today, that totally was a good move.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like ever miss that I should have maybe taken that position, but I look at police work now. I mean, we'll talk about you in a little bit, but like knowing police today and what they deal with and the politics, this was 30 years ago. Yeah. And the politics just got worse. So I'm glad I wasn't a part of that. I also know that police are underpaid, right? They don't make anything for the hours they put in, whether it be overtime or events that they got to go to or court. Like you're constantly always working. You know, I've seen that with you in 3 years, right? Like come home from a midnight shift and you got to get in the morning and go to court. And like, what? Like you get paid for that? Like, I just think, so the pay for sure. So I think that kind of set me for today to where I'm at in my career, because I was able to excel now in my loss prevention career to where I've went up a bunch of levels, right?
Yeah.
I'm not really there catching shoplifters anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I made it up to the...
You're the cheese.
Well, not the cheese.
You're almost the cheese.
I made it to like the district level, right? So where like I was a district LP manager. I was in charge of 20 plus stores, right? And did a lot of traveling. I've had company cars, right? Company credit cards, phones, you know, laptops, everything I needed to be successful in my job. And the pay, I think, is way better than what even today some departments are paying.
Yeah,
definitely. So that's what I would say.
Okay. We're switching gears. You ready? When you think about our relationship, what moment or phase do you consider the most meaningful or defining for us?
Wow, that's a long question. I'm going to have to shorten that question.
No. What moment or phase do you consider to be the most meaningful or defining for us? What changed the path, or what was that moment that you're just like, ooh?
So what was the most meaningful moment in our relationship?
That changed it.
Does this have to be before we were married? Or like?
In our whole relationship.
All the way up to now?
I mean, we've only been married a year out of the almost 4, by the way, not 3.
Wow. What moment? All right, so I got a story.
Oh, lame.
I'll tell the story. So, for me, a couple things. So, number one, for all our viewers, right? So, we met on a dating app. I won't name the app, but we actually met on a dating app. And we had some conversations. We talked
for a
little bit. Like, you know, we chatted. We did some FaceTime. You know how it is today. Like, you don't know if you're getting, what do they call
Catfish.
that word? Catfish, right? So we did some FaceTiming, so we knew this is the real person, right? That sent their photo. And then I think we set a date to meet somewhere. Mm-hmm. It was kind of more towards where you lived. Wasn't really halfway for each of us. Had to go a little bit further than she did. But we met at a pizza. Well, I'll call it a pizza place. It was a restaurant, but it was called Hideaway Pizza was the name of it. And I remember we set a time. I don't remember what time it was to be there. And I said, oh, listen, we had the conversation, I think. And I said, I'm going to get there super early. I'm going to make sure I beat you there. And you're like, no, you're not going to beat me there. There was this back and forth. So I did beat her there. Like, I was there super early, probably an hour. And I parked my car. I remember I backed into this spot, and I was sitting there waiting. I'm watching the time. And I don't know that I would say you were late.
I was not late. I'm never late.
You probably were on time. I don't think you were super early. I was
like 15 minutes early. Oh, yeah. Always.
Anyways, I remember we didn't discuss. I don't remember discussing vehicles.
No.
So like when you pulled in, not like you pulled in on a squad car, right?
Yeah.
So this car pulled in next to me, and I'm like, is that her? Like, I don't know who that is because I didn't know what you'd be driving. And then I kind of looked over, but the windows in that car you were driving were black. I mean, like 0% tint limo black. You couldn't see in it, so I had no idea. So I'm just kind of sitting in my car, and I'm like,
you.
I'm like, well, is this her? I guess I'm just going to kind of sit here and wait and see what happens, right? And I don't know, you got out, I got out, whatever. Anyways, we got out of the vehicle, and the first that I remember, which would be a moment for me, right, is that I don't think we even said anything, right? I think the first thing you did is after you got out and shut your door and I was standing there, you jumped. I mean, like off the ground, jumped into this bear hug on top of me, which now we call a spider monkey, right? That's what we've named it. It's a spider monkey. And I was just like,
well, I told you I was going to give you the biggest
I was like, well, I guess this is her, right? I hope so. And then, but that was like, and then we went in, we had a nice meal, right? We did a lot of talking. We left there. I think we went across the street. We did some shopping.
Yep.
But even then, like, it was something I wasn't used to. I think, like, for my love language, right, is more physical touch, right? So, like, during that time, like, you were, like, really, and when I say hands-on, she was, like, scratching my back. It wasn't nothing weird, right?
No.
But, like, through the whole thing, like, you were very kind of, like, hands-on with me, and we had good conversation.
I'm very touchy-feely.
Yeah, but I think, like, that was a moment for me. I think that's kind of when I knew, like, wow, like, that's never happened in anybody I've ever dated. Like, who gets out of a car and just jumps on some guy, right? I mean, legs,
we
arms.
talked about the spider monkey.
But I didn't know what a spider monkey was. Who knows what that is?
We talked about it.
Yeah, but I didn't know what it was.
He has some sometimers.
But I would say that was probably a moment, right? I think about that a lot. Like our first date, it was huge. It made an impact to me where I thought, hey, okay, this is definitely the one. And then the next, there was another one, so I'll have to tell them all, right?
Yeah.
So I think the next defining moment was when I went to your house. And I remember going there and...
Was this when you got bit?
Yeah, like I knew that. Yeah, I knew, like, and we'll get into this. I knew that you were a canine police officer, right? So I knew there was a dog there. And I was a little nervous, of course, as anyone would be, I'm sure. Like, and I knew what kind he was because you told me he was a Mal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I know a little bit about that breed, but I'm still a little nervous. And walked in, and I think he was in there, and I think he was okay. You know, we got along, like he was just kind of sniffing me out, kind of a thing, right? But then I remember later that, I think it was that evening, or it could have been the next date. I don't remember, but I remember coming in there.
It was the third date, by the way.
Was it the third one?
Third date.
I remember coming in there, and I remember you walking up to me and saying, listen, something along the lines of, if you're going to date me and you're going to be with me, you're going to have to let my dog bite you. And I was like, what? Who does that?
Yeah.
Like, I thought you were joking.
No, if he doesn't like you, you got to go.
I thought you were joking. I'm like, come on now. So you come out with this sleeve, right? You went out to your patrol truck and got this big arm sleeve that goes like up here, right? All the way down. And I remember you, like, I was standing at the door and you position me, you said, well, present your arm out like this, right? Don't do this, don't do that.
Embrace yourself.
And kind of hold yourself because he's going to come like a truck. And the dog was sitting in the kitchen. How many feet?
Probably 25 feet away.
25? Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
So 25 feet away, I'm just standing there looking at this Maligator that's laying down just waiting because he knows, from training, he knows what that sleeve means.
Oh, yeah, he knows.
He's looking. He's like, okay, I'm getting ready to go, right? Up. And then I'm just like sweating at this point thinking, who does this? Who has someone have a dog bite them to date a girl?
But you agreed to.
I did agree to it. And then like she gave the command and that dog was on my arm in, I'm talking second, like no time. And like my arm was like, it literally like, and it won't let go until the command's given, right? To let go. Right. So he's just like hanging. How much did Kane weigh?
70, about 68, 70.
It's about 70-pound dog.
Yeah, but
hanging on my arm.
He hits like a sledgehammer.
And I was like, holy crap, that was a lot, right? And so you gave the command and he got off. And I was like, okay, well, good. I'm done. And you're like, no. Not yet. I'm like, what do you mean not yet? And so I had the sleeve still on and you're like, I want you to do something. And you were standing to the right of me and I said, what? You said, push me. I'm like, absolutely not. There's no way. He's back over there laying down looking at me and you want me to push his handler. Not happening. I refused to do it. I said, no, I'm not doing it. So then you pushed me. I didn't even ask for it. I wasn't prepared for it. She just pushes me. And then here come the dog. As soon as she laid hands on me, that dog was, again, a second, and on my arm biting it. So I was just like, holy smokes, man. Then I was starting to have some other thoughts. I'm like, not about like our relationship or if it was going to go anywhere at that point. But I started thinking like playing around, right? Like, how do you wrestle around with you in your house? And we like to mess around and wrestle with each other. Like horseplay and stuff. The dog would bite you and be like, well, don't touch my mom. So I know like that was a huge defining moment for me.
But he got used to you. And he whenever we'd be goofing around or whatever, he would just like jump up on you and be like, hey, that's enough.
Yeah, no, and we were great friends. He loved me.
Oh, yeah.
Like we got along great after that. But I think that's a defining moment because like not a lot of people could have that story about a relationship on the third date getting bit by a police dog. So that's something
gotta make sure
for the
dog
viewers
likes you.
If you ever get into that situation, just make sure she's the right one before you get bit.
Okay. How do you imagine the next 10 years of your life, personally, professionally, and for us as a couple?
Next 10 years of my life.
Yeah.
Personally, let's go first one at a time. So personally, how do I see my next 10 years?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I would say first thing would be I see myself growing in my career, right? I'm not where I definitely want to be career level.
Mm-hmm.
Not like switching career goals or anything. I think just going up the ladder more for me. I also hope personally in the next 10 years that I'm in better shape than I am now, right? I'm getting there.
You're getting there.
So with working out and my carnivore diet that I'm on, it helps a lot. So I'd like to be a little bit healthier, right? I saw some stuff with my dad. He didn't really take care of himself. He was a diabetic and he didn't listen to the doctors. Don't eat this, don't do this, take your insulin. And he never really listened. And I think had my dad listened to doctors, he'd be here today, right? Yeah. I'd be able to put him on this podcast. But he's not. And so we all make our own choices. I don't regret or get upset with him about what he did. I have no regret for that. But just to live a healthier life, right? Mm-hmm. In the next 10 years. So I'm here for my kids and they get married and have grandbabies and stuff like that. And then I also think back to our earlier question about influence. Like you're an influence to me. And I think, I want to better myself physically for you, right? Like, because what if you wanted to go out and do something? And I wasn't like, well, hold on, I can't go do that because I can't breathe or I can't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think you take care of yourself too for your spouse. So you're not let yourself go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to have a spouse and well, what happened to you in the last 10 years? You used to be this knockout and all of a sudden you're just don't care. And now it affects your relationship.
Yeah.
Totally. Right.
Absolutely.
So I think that's another piece of that. What was the second one? Personally, professionally,
and in our relationship. Yeah.
Oh, I kind of talked professionally because I talked about the job already.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's probably professionally. The other personal one I will say too is that I hope that in the next 10 years that I'm able to grow my faith more, right? Like it took a while to get where I'm at now with my faith with God. And I think 10 years from now, I hope it's stronger, right? Like where I can really let go and be like, all right, I don't have that little thing in the back of my head. Like, is this going to work? Is it not going to work? When's it going to come? Like just trust in him and have 100% faith in it.
Yeah.
And it's a growing thing. Like it's just, we all do it. I think. I don't think anybody's that strong yet.
No.
So I think it's a build up.
I don't think there's anybody that doesn't have doubts sometimes or worry.
Yeah. So I think, building my faith, I think stronger over the next 10 years. And the last one was what now?
That was it. That was all of it. Yeah, it was. Personally, professionally, and for us as a couple. Oh, where do you see us in 10 years?
Us in 10 years. I didn't really touch on that. So, well, I hate to say this, but I hope we're not in Florida in 10 years. I mean, we're in Florida now, but I think with the job and the professional piece, right, it'll move us, right, when the time is right. I think closer to family for us, both of our families, right, not just one sided. Both of our families, I think it's huge to get a little closer to them because I think both of our parents are
same age,
getting there. We won't put their age out there, but they're getting there, right? And we want to be closer to our kids and our family and stuff like that. So I think I see a move for us within the next 10 years for sure.
Yeah.
But then I think also we'll get into this on another podcast, I'm sure, a marriage podcast, maybe a dating podcast or something. But I think just continually working on us, right? Like everybody says that, I believe in it like this. It's a job.
Oh, every day.
Right? It's a marriage, but it's a job. It's not
all day.
You have to work at it consistently. We all make faults. We all make mistakes.
Yeah.
It's no different than going to church and people are like, look, I'm a sinner. I sin.
Right.
That's why I go to church. Right. So same thing. I think we all make mistakes. I think to work on us and continue to not let go, because I think as you get further in our relationship sometimes, right, we think, oh, well, it's been 4 years.
Complacent.
It's been 5 years now. She loves me. I love her. It's all, you just can't get like that.
No.
I think, not saying you can't stay together that way, but I just don't think you stay together in a happy moment like that. And listen, I have no problem. There's no shame in my game. I'll tell it like I tell it. And I've always been a realist. And I know even now in the last 3 years, 4 years close, I guess. I don't know, maybe 2 years. I might say 2 years. But I know I've missed some things. I've missed doing things, right? There were some things we all did, we dated, right?
It's all
when you're dating, it's like the
phase.
courtship thing.
Yeah,
and it's do this, do that. But then once you get her, right, you're like, I don't have to do all that stuff no more, man. I got her, she's good. But it's not that I feel like I have to do those things so much. I think I enjoyed it, right? We used to dance in the living room all the time.
All the time.
And for the viewers, I mean, we didn't have a TV in our house for
a year and a half.
A long time. We didn't watch TV. We never turned the TV on. We listened to music. We talked. We danced. We went outside. We had a drink. We smoked our cigars. But it was just conversation all the time. And I think that's one of the reasons this podcast is good for us, because we get to have conversation about each other.
Exactly.
And some things. So it
not
brings
just
us
talk
to
about your day, but talk about life in general. Yeah.
And just some things. But I also think too, in podcast, things come out, right? Because it's on there. It's recorded now. So you can't really go back and say anything. But definitely the dancing thing we used to do a lot. We don't ever do that anymore. I think I'm still a pretty good gift giver.
Yes.
Right? I always try and get you things. It might not be flowers, because I think I'm just that guy, right? Flowers die. I bring it home, they're going to die.
Yeah, why not
and they're
get
no
some
good.
use
Why not
out of
get you some slippers or some shoes or a shirt you really wanted or something that's going to last, right?
Yeah.
So I think I always have done that.
Yeah.
But I think a couple things. I think, we used to, when we were dating, we used to sit together all the time, right? Very close. We had a very tiny little sofa. It wasn't even a couch. It was so small. I don't know how, it was small. But anyways, And now, like, we come home and we're in different chairs. Now, it's just based on the furniture we have right now.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I want to get back to that. I
Me
think
too,
that 10-year program, I think we just need to continue to.
We need to get back to us.
I need
what
to
we were.
Do my part to do those things for our relationship. I think the next 10 years.
I think you have to continue to date each other. I mean, just because you're out of the honeymoon phase, you have to continue to work at it every single day, all day. I mean, we're not the type that we don't have arguments. I think we've had one argument in our entire relationship. We disagree occasionally, but we talk about it. We're really good at talking about things that we don't agree with or that we don't like or that bothers us or whatever, but we just don't argue. We learned a long time ago that there's no point in it. Yeah. Say what's on your mind and talk about it like rational adults and come to a conclusion and what works for each of you and move on.
I agree.
Don't keep, remember when you did that, throwing stuff back in your face.
You can't bring old trash up.
No. Okay. Well, you already answered this one, so you took one of my questions.
Okay. One less.
Okay. What does marriage mean to you? And what do you believe makes a partnership strong and lasting?
Well, I kind of answered some of that, but
what kind of? But
what does a marriage mean to me?
Yeah. Is it like, I mean, a lot of people go into marriage thinking, oh, well, if it doesn't work out, I can just get a divorce. Or, there's always an out clause.
Yeah.
And some people go in, marriage is biblical. Marriage is, it's a contract. It's a covenant. You go into it. It's just gonna do whatever it takes to make it work. If it fails, then you fix it.
Yeah. All right. So I'll say this. So without getting into a lot of great detail, right? So, I had other marriages, right? Mm-hmm. They didn't work out, but I think ours is a lot different. And I do believe it's a covenant, right? I think we
were married long before the certificate.
Yeah, we just didn't have the actual documentation. But I think, I believe it's a work in progress, right? It's always a job, but I think it's a covenant. It's not something like, I could just get rid of her and go find somebody else. I mean, you could if you wanted to. Yeah. I'm just saying. But I don't feel that in my heart or my mind ever. Even like if we have a disagreement or something, and I'm like, oh, well, I don't have time for this. Like, you can just go somewhere. Because I think
Although he did say if I took his hoodie that I needed to leave.
Oh, it's a special hoodie. I
take all it.
I just think that it needs to be, it's a partnership, right? The marriage is a partnership. It's like we talk a lot to people. When we had our food truck, we talked to people a lot and couples and stuff like that. And like, we're best friends.
Yeah.
Like, we're not just like partners and married couples, husband and wife.
No,
we're best friends, right?
Yeah.
Like we just talk to each other about everything. And like, we don't really, and it sounds weird to people watching probably, be like, we don't go out. I don't go out with guys. You don't go out with other girls. I mean, somewhat based on our geographical location right now.
Right.
But
and the time available, but mostly just because I would rather be with you any day.
It's just us, and I think that's a huge piece to the marriage. Is not only are you my wife, but you're my best friend, and like we can do anything together. And also, I mean, it just so happened to work out that we enjoy the same things.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you like smoking cigars, and like we play some types of video games together sometimes. I mean, they're kind of like,
we love to go to the range.
We go to the range.
Shooting.
We like
we
to
love
shoot.
To go fishing and camping and hiking.
Yeah, like we like the same things, which makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
To get along and have that marriage be successful.
Right.
All right, second piece.
I agree. Oh, the second piece?
Mm-hmm.
What makes our partnership strong? What do you believe makes our partnership strong and lasting?
It went up.
Yeah, it went up.
What makes our partnership strong? I would say communication, right, is key. Because we communicate a lot, right? So I think always talking about stuff, whether it be money, bills, future plans, anything that we're going to do, travel, we discuss everything.
Yes.
I wouldn't say at any point me or you just make the decision and come home and say, well, guess what? I just decided we're going to Colorado. It just doesn't happen.
Or I just bought a boat.
Right. I just bought this new car and just drove with it. We discuss everything. So communication, I think, is key. Number one. And then I think number two piece of that is to make sure that you're continuing to make your partner happy, right? Like we talked about love languages a little bit, and
Yes.
like what you can do, what you can do, because some of those things are drivers, and some of those things drive people away because they're like, well, what happened? So I think you continually have to be able to make your partner happy and know what makes them happy, whether it be physical touch, whether it be communication, whether it be, hey, buy me a teddy bear or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
You have to know what those are. And no matter what happens throughout your week, how busy you get or anything else, you got to make that a priority.
Mm-hmm.
The marriage has to be priority number one. No, well, actually, let me take that back. Hold on a second. God's number one. Family, but it goes in,
Right.
in the realm, right?
Right.
In our household anyways, right? I'm not trying to tell anybody what to
Mm-mm.
do on the video, just saying you do what you do in your world. In our world, God's number one, and then
That's
family
right.
comes number two for us,
That's
right?
That's
So
right.
I think just knowing the priorities is what does it.
Okay. If you could change one thing from your past, a decision, a habit, or a situation, an event, whatever, what would it be and why?
If I could change one event,
Yeah, one thing from your past, a decision, a habit, a situation, anything like that. One thing, maybe it was a defining thing, whatever. If you could change one thing, what would it be and why?
well, I got the answer already, so it's kind of two-part. But okay, so the first thing I would say is that when I was past my 20s,
Mm-hmm.
20s into my 30s, probably, right? My dad, mom a little bit, but really my dad, every time like you'd ask him like what he wanted for Christmas or Father's Day or whatever, Dad would always come back and he'd say, I want time. He just wanted time. He didn't want you to buy him anything. He had everything. And if he didn't have it, he'd go buy it. He had plenty of money to do it, right?
Yeah.
He's a retired cop. He had plenty of money. Well, I think his thing was time. Like, I just want time with you. I want you to come spend time with me. And like, as I got older, 30s maybe, late 20s, I started to do that and get more time. Go down and see my dad more. He lives out of state with my mom. They didn't really come up and visit me too much.
Yeah, well, they're a lot older at the time.
But still, they probably should have. But it was always a time thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish now I would have done more, right? He's not here now. Like, he passed away. So I wish I would have had more time with him. And I wouldn't have waited so long. Like, I try and have that conversation now with my son.
Mm-hmm.
And he don't listen to nothing I say.
Kind of like you didn't listen.
And I didn't listen either. But I tell him, look, man, this is how it goes in the world, right? We're not all here. No one's promised tomorrow, right? Get all the time that you can because you're going to regret it one day.
Yeah.
And the kids just don't listen today. But I wish like I would have had that more time with him. Not that I didn't have a lot of memories of my dad, because I have a ton of them. And then the last one I would say to that I wish I could go back and change was when he was in the hospital. So that was huge for me.
Yeah.
I went down there. I don't remember when it was, but I remember my mom called me. He was sick. I went down there, drove down, saw him in the hospital. I stayed 3 or 4 days, something like that. He wasn't doing well at that point, and I had to leave. Like I was trying to like find out the situation, right? And like I said, we all don't know nothing, right? When your time's up, your time's up. We don't know when that's going to be.
Yeah, exactly.
But I remember talking to the doctor, and I asked her. I said, "Listen, I got to go home. I got to get some more clothes. Like I want to go get my son, have my son come down." Dad wasn't in a really good place. I think they actually came in and said they were going to put him on hospice.
Mm-hmm.
That's the time, right? And I remember the doctor, I asked her, I said, look, do I have enough time to go home? She's like, I can't answer that for you. I'm like, well, I know you can't specifically answer that for me, but like, you put him on hospice, like how long is that? Do you think that's going to be, like it's going to take me, I don't know, a day to get home and turn around and come right back?
Right.
Are we talking weeks? Are we talking hours here? She's like, no. She's like, I think you should be fine. You know, probably. She said, if I'm just guessing. Don't hold me to this. Like a couple weeks. So I got in a car. I drove home. Straight through. It was like a 9-hour drive. Went to sleep. And my mom called me at like 6 a.m. in the morning. And she said, you need to get back down here. And I'm like, right now? And she's like, yeah. She's like, they want everybody together. I was like, okay. So literally hadn't even been home for a full day. And I got back in the car, raced down there.
9 hours.
9-hour drive, and I was hauling it, man. Like I was speeding, trying to get down there. Like what's happened? Like something must have drastically occurred. And I remember like getting in the hospital, and I was running. Like I was running up the elevator, running down the hallway, and I opened the door to where his room was, and our whole family was in there. All of them. My cousins, my mom, my sister, everybody, aunts. The room was full of people. And I still didn't get it. Like I was like, why is everybody here? But my focus was only on my dad. So I didn't ask any questions. I just ran over to the bed, and I was like, I'm here. And I just looked at him, and I looked at my mom, my sister, I think, were sitting there, and she said, he's already gone. I'm like, what? Of course, I broke down. I was just like screaming, crying, and like, what? What do you mean? Like, now I get why she didn't tell me that on the phone, because I'd have been a basket case driving there, I'm sure, right?
He had been gone.
He passed away when she called me.
Oh.
But she didn't want to tell me that, right? Because then I probably wouldn't, she'd be traveling with myself like that kind of thing. So I think she made the right call there. But then I was mad at the doctor. I'm like, where is she? Are you kidding me? I'm like, 2 weeks. He didn't make it 12 hours. But like, so if I could change the event, that's the question.
Not leave.
I wouldn't have left. I'd have stayed there. Gosh dang, I would have stayed there. I would have just stayed by his bed the whole night and just not left. At least I'd have had the last moments with my dad and not had to like drive back and forth.
Maybe you didn't need to see that last moment. God knows better than you do.
Maybe, but I guess it depends who you are.
Yeah, but God knows.
God does know. But you asked me what I would change.
True.
That's what I'd change.
Okay. All right. So last one. Ready?
Right.
What is something about marriage you thought would be true, but turned out to be absolutely not true at all?
What did about marriage that I was told to be true?
That you thought would be true, but turned out to be not true at all.
Well, okay. I'll just generalize it, I think, because I don't think it's in effect our marriage. But I think, like, I thought you got married. Like, you found somebody, you all loved each other.
Forever.
Took your vows. And I think it was going to be happy-go-lucky.
Welcome to 80-year-old Lefton.
Right? And then like things started happening.
40 years.
And then I kind of like started, well, this doesn't really mesh. And then like you started realizing things like, well, I don't really like that. And like I had some people that were a little different than I was, and we weren't always on the same page. And
why do you think it was? Do you think it was because you didn't wait long enough, or you didn't get to know each other long enough, or they just were, Jekyll and Hyde, or
I think,
you think you changed, they changed? What? A lot of times, because they say like you get married young, you grow apart, or you grow up and you don't grow together, or something like that.
I think a couple things. There's a few, right? Number one, I think some were too early. Mm-hmm. I didn't wait long enough, right?
Mm-hmm. Get to know each other,
live together for a little bit. I know you're not supposed to do that, but like
you don't really know each other.
You got to know each other,
know
how
you're around
all their clicks go. So I think, not getting married too early, number one. And then number two, is just a bad choice. Because I think for some of mine, I can 100% tell you that they were a totally different person when we were dating than when we got married.
And you don't think you changed? You think it was...
I don't think I did. Now, I'm not perfect by any means anywhere. But I'm just telling you, like the flip of the switch was, I was like, what? Who is that? That you never did this before. Why all of a sudden are you doing it now? And it was like, well, we're married now. Well, that doesn't matter. Like just because we've been together for however long.
Take off the veil.
Just because we have a piece of paper doesn't mean you get to act a different way now towards me because you think it's all right. Yeah, so I think the perception was, hey, you get married, everything works out. You'll get the 4-bedroom house. You get some kids, a white picket fence, and everything's great. Like Joan and Ward Cleaver, right? Like that was the thing. June. Whatever.
June Cleaver.
And I just don't think that's what it was. I thought that was what it was going to be like, and it wasn't. But I went through some hiccups, but now I feel totally different. Like I think when I look at our marriage, I think this is what it's supposed to be like.
Yeah.
This is what I always thought it was supposed to be like. And again, we
don't have any white picket fences and stuff.
No, I don't need a white picket fence, but I think
we have a pretty dang
I'm
solid...
a firm believer in God, and I just think God puts you places for a certain reason. Sometimes you're there for a short time. Sometimes you're there for a long time. I think they're all lessons. I think they're all learning lessons to prepare you for what's now. Because I can tell you right now, our marriage might be a lot different had I not had those other failed ones.
Yeah.
Because I learned some things from those that I can bring into here now. I have to be a little more patient. It can't all be Kevin's way all the time, right? I have to like give and take, right? To a point, we have 2 dogs.
Hey, why do we have 2 dogs?
They're both German Shepherds.
Why do we have 2 dogs? I never asked for them, but they were gifted.
This is the whole point. This is what I learned, right? I like dogs, but like the dogs were for you, right? And we'll get into that one day. But I'm just saying those are for you, not for me. I was never.
The first one was my healing.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
That was all 10 of mine.
One Left Hand Brewing Company down. Very good beer. Again, it's Milk Stout Nitro. I don't know if you guys can zoom in on that and see it, but this is very good. Anybody's beer drinkers and you like a stout?
And just so you know, that's good. Milk Stout.
Milk Stout.
Milk.
Okay. We do this milk thing because I'm from Michigan.
And he says milk.
And she's from Arkansas. And they just say things a little differently there in that state.
Okay, no. Okay, so there's just a few Michigan terms. Like, you know, the sliding patio doors, the sliding glass doors, we call them sliding glass doors, right? He calls them a door wall. Milk is milk. Pillow is pillow.
In Arkansas, maybe. I don't know. Everywhere.
It's literally spelled pillow.
Okay. All right. Let's go on to the questions. All right. So we're all done talking about me now. Right? So now it's your turn. And I, of course, have memorized my questions. I don't need to read them.
Well, some of us don't have ADHD and PTSD, so.
Okay. I have to take a break and tell you this. So this is the Guinness Drought Stout. I'm sorry to bring this up again, but
that's the one we.
So what I realized, we were in a cigar bar in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yes.
One time, and this is where I got turned on to these dark beers with cigars and kind of matching. So tonight I took these out of the refrigerator and let them sit. They have to be drank at room temperature. Now a lot of people watch this, guys, girls, whoever that are beer drinkers probably know that. I didn't know that. I'm drinking them ice cold and they weren't really good. Now that this is room temperature like this other one was, they're perfect.
Okay. That's the ones we thought had a thumb in it because after you drank it, something was rattling around.
There's a plastic ball in it. It releases the nitro out of that ball when you pop the top. Yeah, these are really good, and I'll buy some more of these. These are good. Anyways, okay.
Okay. Your turn.
All right. So, first question. We've talked a lot in the past podcasts, and this one here, about law enforcement, right? Mm-hmm. So, I'm curious, and the audience is probably really curious. Tell us a couple things. Number one, what got you into law enforcement? Why did you become a police officer? And then walk us through your police career, if you will, of where you worked. Doesn't have to be a specific city, but like what role did you play, right? Promotions, roles, different departments in the organization.
Okay. Well, let me see. What got me into law enforcement? Actually, I started as a firefighter.
Right.
So in volunteer firefighting, and I loved it. And then we got to go on calls with law enforcement and stuff like that. And so I decided I wanted to be able to be more full-time and do law enforcement. And I wanted to be able to work with kids and stuff like that and make a difference on the lower level as they're growing up. You know, you're going to have an effect on adults that are in bad situations and stuff like that. But I think you're going to make more ground with kids that you can teach coming up in life that, there's a better way to do things and there's a better path to be on.
Right.
And make it more of a difference in their life that way. Kids, especially like at-risk youth, kids that are not really taught the way things need to be successful in life. So that's what got me into it. And I guess starting out, I knew the main problem at the time was, of course, meth. That was getting big. We didn't have like the heroin problem that we have now. Heroin's reared its ugly head, and we didn't have the fentanyl problem. It was meth and marijuana was our main problems, and crack. So I knew that
People still do crack?
yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's cheap. So I knew getting that off the streets, especially with the kids, because it was nothing for kids to be dealing for mom and dad, or nothing like that. Because the consequences are less for juveniles than it is for adults, so they use them as patsies. But I knew that's where I wanted to start. So being new in law enforcement, being young, I was like 24, 25. So I got to work undercover narcotics. And that was like, it's crazy scary.
Yeah.
But it was super fun. So I started there and then moved into patrol. I worked a lot with our domestic violence task force. I did our DWI task force. I worked as a school resource officer for a little while until they lost the contract. And then I guess I moved up quite a bit. I mean, for a brief moment, I was a chief of police for a small town throughout my career. I was a lieutenant. I was a detective. I finished up my career but when I had to medical retire I was a sergeant. I was a canine handler. I was a crisis negotiator. I've pretty much just worked in every aspect. I tried to work in every aspect that I could. I loved investigations. I was really good. That was kind of my wheelhouse is investigations.
Right.
And I think I worked every branch that you could, every aspect that you could. Other than, I didn't want an office job. I didn't want to sit behind a desk all the time. I love being out in the field. As much as I always say I hate dealing with people, I loved making a difference. I loved, I guess the problem was 90% of the time when you go into it looking like, oh, I'm gonna help these poor souls, or I'm gonna help somebody, I'm gonna change their life, I'm gonna get them out of their hole they're in. I would say probably 80 to 90% of the time when you deal with people, you're going to deal with them all the time. You're going to deal with them over and over again because you can't get them out of that hole. They have to get themselves out of the hole. And it just becomes a pattern. And you realize after a while that, you're just setting yourself up for failure, thinking, okay, this time's going to be the time. They're going to see it, and they're going to realize that, man, this person's here to help me. They're going to do everything they can to help me, and they either don't want the help or they're just not in that mindset. They're not there yet, so they're not gonna accept the help.
No.
Until they hit their rock bottom.
So is it true that cops eat donuts?
Not ever in the view of a camera. Not ever in a uniform.
I mean, that's always the thing, right? Cops and donuts.
One time.
You ever eat a donut?
Oh, yeah.
In uniform?
In my car.
Oh.
Where nobody else
Now everybody can see you.
No, you never want to be caught dead. That's the biggest joke.
All right. What was the biggest advantage to being the police? And then what was the disadvantage?
I think because you're in a position of authority, I think let me rephrase that. So when I started, it was a position of respect. It was a position of authority. Whether you liked it or not, you had respect for the badge, for the position.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you didn't have respect for the person, but you had respect for the position. There was none of this make me kind of mentality. There's no spit. You didn't spit in a cop's face. You didn't chest bump a cop out in public. There's no big shows of disrespect. That's changed. That's horrible. And that is partially because of the way they're raised now. And it's also partially because of the lack of respect for the position that the officers have shown. It's not always.
Yeah.
I mean, you got bad eggs in every field. I don't care what it is, but you also have a generation that has not been taught respect for anything, for any position of authority, for anything at all. I mean, school, teachers, anything. They just don't have respect for anything or anyone. So, and when that's sensationalized, I think on social media and all that stuff, you have your little bandwagon that picks up and goes, oh, yeah, that's how it should be. Yeah. So then you have these people doing challenges to, run from the cops or hit a cop or shoot a cop or whatever. It's ridiculous. But what was the
disadvantage?
You're never off duty. I can't tell you how many times I've been called at 2:00 in the morning, 3:00 in the morning. People see a patrol car in your driveway. They're going to stop and knock at your door. Hey, can you help me? You're always working.
Yeah.
Always. I mean, how many times did the phone ring in the middle of the night? I get called out to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're always on, and you're always expected to be on.
Yeah.
You're always, especially once people know that you're a police officer, you're always expected to be in that role. You're always expected to be in the public eye, always. Everything you do is scrutinized and judged. You're not allowed to be human anymore. You're not allowed to make mistakes. You're just not allowed to be anything but what they see you as, which is a cop.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, I mean, this gives us a little background, right? When you've done how many years on law enforcement before you retired?
26.
26 years in law enforcement.
25, 26.
Okay. So we've kind of heard the pros. We've kind of heard the cons, right, about it. So give us your one story that stands out the most in law enforcement. Maybe it was a call, something you responded to in your career that you'll never forget.
Oh, God.
Could be good, could be bad, doesn't have to be whatever. Just what stays there? Like I'll never forget this.
My gosh. Wow. Well, there were many, 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 for good reasons, bad reasons. Oh, wow. God, that's dang. And see, now I can't think of anything because they're all just like, oh wow. So okay. So a good one. It's more recent, I guess. One of my officers was a school resource officer in a little town, and there was a special needs. Of course, there were several special needs kids, but there was one special needs kid that always wanted to be a cop.
Okay.
I mean, that kid, I mean, he learned some codes, some 10 codes, and he would talk like, you're my partner. And and he loved our school resource officer, loved him. And so we decided, of course, that's, like up my alley.
Yeah.
I used to do that all the time. We had a special needs kid in one of the cities that I worked in. And I used to take him on a ride around the block a few times and let him call on the radio. It was hilarious. Actually had him pull his dad over.
Oh, nice.
It was hilarious. And I had to talk him out of taking his dad to jail. I was like, well, let's just let him go. So now take him to jail. That was great. But we got the whole department involved. We got like state police involved. We got everything. And we had patrol units there. We had, everybody was like our SWAT team was there. Everybody was tacked up and all this stuff. And we got him a uniform. We got him a vest, all this stuff.
Oh, wow.
Let him ride around the patrol car, and he got on the PA system. He made a traffic stop and got to go out, and it was just amazing. Absolutely amazing. It was so much fun. That kid had so much fun. And he talked about it for weeks
right?
and weeks and weeks and weeks. And he got to play with my canine. And of course, Kane loved him.
Yeah.
And it was an amazing day. I'll never forget that. Never.
Well, that's a good story.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be good or bad.
I don't know that I have a lot of bad ones, but
Yeah.
I don't know that those are easily talked about. I talk about them with you.
Yeah.
I've talked about a lot of them with you. Some of them are and because where my brain is, so a lot of them are jumbled messes and
yeah, not all put together anymore.
No.
All right. So tell me, what does 26 years law enforcement do to you now? So you had law enforcement 26 years.
Mm-hmm.
You've had some ups, you've had some downs, you've seen some really good things, some happy moments. I know we've had multiple conversations about some really horrific scenes that you've been on, a lot of things that you've seen that you wish you wouldn't have seen, but it's your job. You kind of have to.
Yeah.
And you got to kind of like, hey, man, I'm here now. I got to pony up to it and get through it, right? So 26 years, long time of that. And now you're not in law enforcement anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So what is 26 years of the ups and the downs, like this graph, I guess, do to you on a day like today? I guess what I'm saying is, how do you deal with all that on a daily basis once it's not there anymore? It's gone.
I think to a point, it makes you numb. It makes you numb to experiences, numb to life around you, I think. And it's not something that I used to be a pretty bubbly, upbeat, just, could talk to the wall, talk to anybody, chatty Cathy. I was always hyper and all this stuff. And I think it just kind of sucked the life out of me for the most part. Of course, experiences in the last few years probably tacked onto that, made it even worse. But for the most part, you have to turn everything off for so long. You have to, you'll see a lot of officers cutting up and making jokes on scenes that, outside looking in, you'd think, oh, that's so tacky, that's so disrespectful. But that's also a coping mechanism. It's the only way that they can get through some of the things that they see on a regular basis without losing their shit, just without losing their minds.
Yeah.
Going crazy. And a lot of times, like I said before, you may have just come off of a suicide, and 30 minutes later, you have to, go deal with a call that, some, meaningless call compared to what you were on, some civil call or whatever. And they're like, well, he was rude. Well, he's literally dying on the inside.
Yeah.
He's literally losing it on the inside and having to put on this, what I always say, fake it till you make it smile. Yeah. I'm really good at that. I can literally have had the absolute worst day of my life and think I'm just going to crumble and fall apart, and talk to you and be like, yeah, oh yeah, it was good, yeah, good job, yeah, oh yeah, you want to go get some lunch? But you have to, because that's what everybody expects of you. That's that whole expectation of you put on that badge and you have to just be Superman. You have to be super to everybody.
Yeah.
Because that's outside looking in. That's what they expect, and so you have to always put on the brave face. Yeah. And you go home at night, and if you don't have, which for most of my career, I didn't have anybody that could relate, that could say, oh, you know what, just let it out. Just get it out. If you need to scream, you need to cry, you need to punch something, you need to vent, let it out.
Yeah.
Get it out there. I didn't have that. So it just kind of piles up, and you learn to, it's kind of like a soldier, I guess is the way it was explained to me, was like a soldier that's at battle. You have to push everything down in a deep dark
Right.
hole
Yeah.
where you don't have to confront it and push forward. You've got to every day. So all that stuff gets shoved down, but the problem is eventually it rears its ugly head and
Yeah, it does disappear.
no. And it comes out at weird times, at wrong times. It comes out of nowhere. I mean, there's been plenty of times like I'll just look at you and go, I am so mad. I'm so mad right now. I'm just like, I always say grr. I'm like grr today,
Yeah.
really grr today.
Yeah.
I'm like really grr.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. And sometimes sometimes it's around a specific date. It's around an anniversary of a date, or, sometimes it's in the back of my head churning, and I'm just like, oh, well, that's why I was just thinking about, blah, 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 thinking about, just pops in my head, or I'll have I don't usually have dreams that I remember. I don't hardly ever have nightmares, but sometimes I'll just have like these dream states, I guess.
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm not asleep, but I'm not awake. But it's just like a reel rolling in my head.
Right.
So, and you just can't get it out of your head. So you get up and you go find something to distract your brain for a little while. That's why video games are great for me, because it's like a divided attention event for me. So it's like one side of my brain has to focus on this, and the other side of my brain can go to sleep for a little bit, not think.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So for anybody watching this podcast and they're thinking about getting into law enforcement,
Oh, don't do it.
what advice do you have for the guy or the girl
Don't do it.
on the other end and say, hey, I want to be a cop? What would you tell them?
Don't do it.
Why?
It's not what it used to be. You're not a cop anymore. You're a therapist. You're a babysitter. You're a political pawn. There's no respect for the position anymore. There's no respect for the people doing it. I mean, you have your little handful of people that are like, back the blue, but they really don't. And the brotherhood is climbing a ladder now. It's all about position and rank, and it's not about, bleeding blue. It's not what it used to be. I mean, how often do I hear from the brotherhood?
Yeah, no, not that I know.
Yeah,
of.
that blue line. When you're out of it, there's no blue line anymore.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I remember my dad. Oh, right, okay. It's getting out of the end. I remember my dad when he retired. He went out of state, whatever. Him and my mom, right? They built a log home and just chilled, right, when he retired. But I asked him, number one, do you miss it? And he's like, nope, don't miss it at all. And then number two, do you hear from anybody? It's like, nope. Like all the guys, it was like parties all the time. They hung out all the time. They went to the bar, went and shot pool, went to dinner. Yeah. Like it was a tight group.
That was your family.
Yeah, but once he retired, that was it. Like he didn't hear from those people anymore. And I remember for me, like one of the big things was when he passed away, reached out to a bunch of those people and they didn't even show up.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Mm-hmm. Like, how do you not show up at his funeral? Like, you guys were like partners and they didn't show up. So I get it.
Yep.
All right, makes sense. Yep. All right, so don't do it.
Don't do it.
That's your recommendation.
Nope, I would not. I mean, you're not. I guess in the world we live in today, you're really not going to make that much of a difference. Do something with kids. Go, I don't know, do something. Start at the bottom. Do something with kids that you can actually affect change.
Yeah.
Because it's so politically bound, and it's so. I mean, I know I know there were some kids that I made a difference with, and I know there were some people that I made a difference with, but like I said, it's a cycle that they're in, and until they're ready to break the cycle, you're not going to make a change. You might be a peg in that change, but you're not going to save the world. You're not going to be a turning point for them.
Right.
Then it might be something that they look back later and go, oh, well, they really helped me through this or whatever. But
sure.
And just like the justice system is broken. It's so broken. It's
Factual.
so broken. You literally, I mean, it takes you longer to do the paperwork than it does for them to bond out of jail. And 90% of the times you're thinking, oh man, I got charges. These charges are going to stick. And they get reduced to nothingness. I mean, nothing that's going to affect change. I mean, it's just, they're out on massive charges that bond out in no time. And the people that you said, you know what, I'm going to take them to jail. I'm going to protect you. I'm going to make sure that they don't do this again. Mm-hmm. They're right back there. Right back there. These kids that you take out of these horrible conditions and they give them right back to them, you know, a week later. So you're not protecting anybody. I think it's just go do something better with your life where you can actually change something.
Right. So don't be the popo.
Don't be the popo.
That's what we got out of it, really. Don't do it.
We need police.
We need them, but
we need them bad. We need a whole lot more of them, and they need better training. They need more continued training. They need to go back to some old ways, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree.
That may be something that people don't agree with, but I think we need to go back to some old ways of doing things.
Sure. 100%.
Yeah, there needs to be consequences. We need to stop being this participation trophy world.
Yeah. All right. Next question.
Your questions are...
So, when you get up in the morning and you get ready to go to your daily activities now, mm-hmm. right? What inspires you every day?
Inspires me to get up and get ready?
Not really to get up and get ready because you're already up and getting ready, but what inspires you throughout the day?
I don't really have a whole lot of inspiration right now. I mean,
not much.
Being any kind of help to you is inspiration, but you know, going and doing a mundane job, no. I mean, it's I don't know that there's a whole lot of inspiration in my
current role. Okay. Well, let's turn the table a bit. So, if you could change your role.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And let's say you switch your job, what would you want to do tomorrow?
Tomorrow? I don't want
Well, let's say you just change it. You're like, listen, I'm not going back to work. I don't like that job anymore. I'm going to do something else. What would you be doing tomorrow?
If I could do anything.
You can't be a millionaire.
No, but if I could do anything,
you quit your job. I don't want to like it. I'm not happy there. I don't like doing that. What would you go do?
I would either be working with kids.
Doing?
Anything.
Like a school teacher?
No.
Well, that's working with kids with me.
So I would want to work with troubled, at-risk kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
So troubled kids.
Yeah. All if I could do anything, it would be that or feeding people. If I could just,
like a soup kitchen?
Not a soup kitchen. I would want to go out, and I think one of the coolest things that we did with our food truck was everywhere we were at, we'd always go, and when we were done, we would wrap up whatever was left, fix up everything, and go take it out to give it to
homeless or people. Yeah.
Yep. That was if I could afford to just make food, fix food up, package it all up, take it out. It's one of the things that I did in law enforcement was I would always have, remember my bags, my go bags in the back. I was always have like bags or backpacks or, stuff with like commodities, toiletries, shoes, socks, gloves, hats, food, small food items, water. I even had like backpacks with sleeping bag, a small sleeping bag, a blanket, cold weather stuff, hot weather stuff. And just anytime I came encounter with somebody, I always just try to make sure that they had something, whether they were going to use it or not. I don't know whether they were going to sell it for drugs or whatever. I don't know, but at least I knew that I was giving them something that they could take care of themselves with a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember those little bags in
Yep.
the back. Yeah.
Yeah, I had more stuff. I have more stuff like that in my car than I did gear.
Gear, right? Yeah, I think I remember that.
I always have a tote full of toys and a tote full of necessities and stuff.
Yeah.
Always.
Good thing to have. All right. Next question. What are 3 things, 3 items that you don't ever leave the house without?
My phone, my vape, and my glasses. Nicotine. Oh no, nicotine, caffeine, and my phone, my glasses.
Phone, nicotine, and caffeine.
Yeah.
I really thought you were going to say a firearm.
Oh God. But
you only get 3.
But I can't take my firearm in.
But you can take it with you. You leave the house.
Yeah, it's always with me. Always with me.
But again, the question's 3. You never leave the house without.
Oh, well then nicotine, caffeine, and firearm.
Yeah.
I can do without my phone. Always.
Yeah. Okay. So those 3 you're good to. You gotta have the coffee.
Well, because if I didn't have the nicotine and the caffeine, then I would definitely need the firearm.
So the firearm, the coffee, and the nicotine are must 3.
Must always, yeah.
For you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I may not have pants on, but I've always got those 3.
Got those 3 with you at all times.
Always.
Fair enough. Well, I had this on my question. We kind of did it with mine a little bit. Mine wasn't a 10. So what would be your 5-year plan from today going forward for you or for us? Like, what would you like to see in the next 5 years? Maybe us or an accomplishment for you. What do you see that looking like? Because you already said you don't like where you're working and stuff like that. So what do you see 5 years from now?
I personally, for me, I would like to finish my degree.
Okay. What is it? What degree?
My bachelor's.
So you have a bachelor's now?
No, I have an associate.
You have an associate, so you'd like to finish the bachelor's.
Yep.
Okay.
If I could squeeze in the master's, I would like to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to have something established to, like I talked about. We'd like to be where I can do something, maybe not a soup kitchen like thing, but maybe just have something regular that I can take items out to people that need it. I mean, we're always encountering people, so be a little bit more organized maybe with that. And as far as us, those roots, babe, I like to have some roots somewhere.
What do you mean?
I would like to be where we can plant them roots somewhere. It would be nice to. I say that, but at the same time, we both love to go so much. I think we'd be stagnant if we stayed anywhere for any long time. I think.
So you're saying you'd like to go somewhere and that's it, just stay there.
Part of me does, but at the same time, I would like to go. I would like for us to. Our dream has always been to be mobile and go. I would love to go back to Overlanding, and I would love to go back to just, where we're going to wake up today.
Right.
I'd love to have the freedom for that, I guess. I think if we could have the setup that we want, I would love to just be able to roam.
Yeah. I would agree. That was fun. We did some overlanding for a while, and
about a year.
We lived in a Jeep
Wrangler.
It was a Jeep Wrangler Unlimited.
Modified.
We took out the back seats, had a bed in there. We had all kinds of stuff on the rack.
Storage and all that kind of stuff.
It was fun. And we traveled with CMA.
CMT is
Christian Motorcycle Association. Sorry, my bad. We traveled with them.
Yeah.
And we did food truck stuff with them, sold some lemonade.
Yep.
And traveled with the Christian Motorcycle Association and stayed in our Jeep for a while. Went to a bunch of states.
Yeah.
Had a great time doing that. And the reason we stopped really was it got cold.
And my health.
Part of it. It was winter and we couldn't sell lemonade in the winter anymore. Yeah. And your health. You're diabetic. And so when it got hot, it was no good.
Yeah.
But that it's a good, yeah, I mean, I think I'd be the same way. I'd like to get back into that for sure. I mean, I wouldn't say that's the most highest paying job in the world.
Well, no, but it was comfortable, and we had so much fun. And we had so much fun, so many memories.
Yeah, I think the food truck, there was a lot on the food truck when we did that.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of personal things and meeting people and
oh God, yes.
A lot of work. I mean, it's hard work, but it was definitely worth it.
Yeah, it's not for the weak of heart. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. All right. So tell the viewers a little bit about your other side. So we got into some police stuff. We know that you were in law enforcement for 26 years. We know now the current role that you're in you don't like. We won't get into that and what you do or who you work for. But
it's not that I don't like it. It's just
it's not inspiring.
No.
Right? You don't get up in the morning and be like, man, I can't wait to get to work.
No.
Right?
No.
So tell the viewers about this business you had. Didn't you have a business a little while ago? And you were doing cookies or something, weren't you?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about what made you come up with that, number one. And number two, explain to the viewers, I guess, what we're talking about when we say cookies. So they understand the difference and like an Oreo compared to your cookie and what you would see future-wise for that.
Oh, well, hopefully we can get it rocking and rolling pretty good. But I don't do a whole lot good, but I do cook. I can cook really well. I'm not like some gourmet chef or by any means. But I love to cook, mostly bake. I love to make cookies. I love to make cheesecakes. I'm pretty good at it. And I have pretty well perfected the recipe, I think. My recipe, that it's pretty good. So we started when we were in Kentucky. I started making these pucks cookies. That's what we call them. They call them, what did they call them? Disc of diabetes.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Diabetes discus. But they're about a pound a piece. And most all of them are stuffed cookies. So they had like cheesecake in the middle of them, or like dulce de leche in the middle of them, or caramel, or other cookies inside of them. Some of them were stuffed cookies. But they were just anything you could think of. I mean, we had like a specific to Kentucky, we had like a bourbon ball stuffed cookie. We had bourbon was in a lot of the cookies.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Like the oatmeal cookie was oatmeal raisin cookie that was bourbon soaked raisins with bourbon in the cookie, and
that was a good one.
Amazing,
delicious.
But yeah, so like probably 4 cookies was close to 4 pounds. They were roughly a pound a piece, but they were just, they're so good and just gooey, just everything you can think of packed. And they're probably about that tall, about 4 inches around.
4 inches around?
Yeah, they're massive.
Yeah, they're huge. I mean, it's not an Oreo cookie.
No, it's a cookie.
I mean, you couldn't.
It takes a couple of people to eat one.
It would take you a hard time to finish one cookie.
Oh gosh, yeah.
That's how big they were. I mean, they're massive.
Yeah.
So what was the name of the business?
Sweetie Pucks.
Sweetie Pucks.
Yeah.
Cookies.
Sweetie Pucks.
And I'm pretty sure it's still on Facebook, right?
Yeah,
so people can go look at them and check them out. And your goal is to hopefully open that back up.
Yeah.
The website, right?
Yeah.
And maybe you're not working that job anymore, right? And go back to selling the cookies online.
Yeah.
Because we did ship and stuff like that. And that was fun for you to do.
It was cool. It was awesome.
When you enjoyed it.
Oh, yes. Just
right?
Cook all day. Love it. It's my favorite thing in the world. That's my therapy.
Yeah.
It's cooking. Being in the kitchen is my woosah. Love to cook. I love to come up with new stuff, new recipes, new ideas. People always ask, well, what's the recipe? I don't know. I don't measure. I don't.
Right. You don't write it down.
No. I definitely measure with my heart.
So how would anybody ever make them? They couldn't.
No.
Couldn't replicate it, right?
No, I mean, I could get roughly close to it, but I don't measure anything.
All right. So next question. So what do you think that you're...
Are you just winging this, or did you remember?
No, I remembered them. They're on my phone. What do you think is the reason that you're not really good at surprises? or giving Christmas gifts or birthday presents or anything like that?
Well, let me see. I can't straight face lie to you.
To me or to anyone?
To anybody. I could never play poker because I have horrible tells.
No poker face.
No poker face whatsoever. I'd be like, and
just for the viewers, so they're understanding this, I already have my Christmas gifts. They've been here, delivered, and opened for Christmas
since October.
Since about the end of October.
I just can't. I love to give gifts. I love to make people happy. I love to do things for people. I mean, I'm always doing little things for you and always trying to, if you speak it, if you say you want something or you even act like you want something, I do my best to make sure you get it. But if you tell me not to say it, I won't say it. But other than that, yeah, I just.
So if I told you a secret and I said, hey, don't tell nobody.
Oh, yeah.
You could hold it.
To the grave.
You could hold it.
Yeah. To the grave.
Don't tell it.
Yeah.
All right. But as far as a gift, you can't. Yeah. You just can't hold it.
No.
You got to say, here it is. Open it right now.
Yeah. Watch. What? I want to see you open it.
You don't want to wait till Christmas.
I want to see the happiness on your face. No, because.
So what happens now at Christmas?
Merry Christmas.
So we just don't open presents at Christmas?
I'll make you some cookies.
But I'm saying, like, we just won't open presents then.
Well, you've already gave me mine too.
Well, I don't really consider those Christmas presents.
What?
I don't consider that because I just buy you gifts for whatever, right? Just because I might see something like, oh, she'd probably like that, or you know what? Oh, she needs new these or new that, and I get them. I don't be like, oh, well, this is a Christmas present early.
Oh, well, yours is all Christmas.
I just don't think because we buy things, I think, throughout the year
we're
for
horrible.
each other.
Yeah,
we're bad at that. Like
that's also why. I mean,
I might get if we didn't buy anything all year for each other, and then save all that money out and buy Christmas presents with it.
Yeah, but we're constantly.
Yeah, we get stuff all the time. Mom was here recently.
Oh, she made so much
freaked
fun
out.
Of us.
She's like, "Is there another package at the front door?"
Yeah.
Whose is that?
There's always a package.
There's always a package coming to the front door.
Always.
But it's not like we're spending thousands of dollars or anything.
No,
like
but it's always just little things, but they mean something.
That's
so
exactly
we're always really good at meaning.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the marriage thing, right? We always try and just do something
surprises,
for each other.
Sweet things.
Yeah, little things. It's not like outrageous. It's $20 or whatever, right? It's just something you might need or
it just means
brought up on a conversation or something, right?
Right. Exactly. Yep.
Our cigar is about at the bottom of it.
Yeah, it's about
What's about? I still like that one, but I like that other cigar. I would like it to have been longer.
Yeah, they had some longer ones.
Yeah, I'll have to get some of those. Those are good. But
I just didn't know.
These are the ticket right here. All right. I think it's the last question that I had. If you had the opportunity.
I think you're winging it.
I'm not winging it. They're in there. You can look at them afterwards.
Okay.
What would you change about us? If there's anything you could change about us, what would it be?
Oh, well, I would definitely, I think if I could have what we have now, nothing, it wouldn't alter it. I wish we could have met about 30 years earlier.
30 years earlier?
Yeah.
So we'd have been in our 20s.
Yeah. I wish we could have met first, before we went through all the stuff. If it didn't affect the outcome, I wish we could have just been the first or each other's first. And that way, still be 35 something years later. Yeah.
We've been married a long time at that point.
Yeah. We wouldn't have to go through all the crap that we went through though,
Right.
And I know that changed aspects of each of us for the good, but it also did a lot of damage in the process. We wouldn't have had to gone through all the broken. We wouldn't have gone through the broken stuff.
Yeah, but don't you think that sometimes going through the broken stuff, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Helps you go through the good stuff.
Absolutely. Right? But I wish we didn't have to go through that part.
Yeah.
And I think I feel like I know it made us stronger, made us better, but I wish we could have what we have now.
20 years ago.
20, 30 years ago.
20, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, then we could have grown together. We could have grew up together. We could have, have what we have now. Then we could have made each other stronger and better like we are now.
Yeah.
Because I think we're a really good support group for each other. You're my cheerleader. I'm your cheerleader.
I'm your cheerleader.
Well, I mean, you're the one that.
I'm a guy, so.
Whatever. They've got cheerleaders.
Do they?
You're my motivator. You're my boost. You're my protector. You're my strengthen. You always make me stronger. You make me feel better. You push me forward. You give me more confidence. And where, like I said last time, where I lack, you're stronger, and vice versa. And where you lack, I'm stronger.
I agree with that, 100%. Not like that, but
Not
yeah.
like that.
Not that way, but I agree with what you're saying. I think, 100%. I think you feed off each other's strengths, right?
Yeah.
And weaknesses, and fill in the gaps where you need to fill in the gaps.
Absolutely.
I think it definitely helps.
That's why we're good puzzle pieces.
Good puzzle pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. All right. I think it was the last question I had on my list.
All right. How'd I do?
I think you did great. I mean, I think it's important. I think people want to know, right? Like, who are you? And, if they're going to subscribe, which please subscribe and like to the YouTube. Helps the channel a lot. We're still growing. And we're going to try and do at least two a week.
Yeah.
But I think going forward, as they watch, right, they'll know kind of who they're talking about, where we kind of came from.
We're nothing spectacular. We're not.
No, we're not like.
We're just.
Look, we're everyday.
It's just as much for us as it is.
Yeah,
for
we're everyday people.
Us.
We're by no means anything extraordinary.
No.
This is just everyday people.
We are broken, flawed,
real.
Keep
things realistic and sit here and have a normal conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we did some questions in the first podcast. If you go back and watch that one that were sent in.
Yeah.
This one was kind of an interview for each of us to ask our own questions. And then I think next week, starting, there'll be some topics, right? No more questions and interviews. Because I think that's done now.
Unless you have questions. We'll
like if somebody comments a question in and says, hey, you want to drop a comment on a video and ask a specific question? Of course, we'll answer it. No problem. But I think next time we're looking at topics, right? Like we've talked about in our intro, like marriage, dating,
family,
doing like a date night, maybe current events, stuff that comes up in the news, current events. There's a lot of, we try and stay away from political, I think. Lot.
And I don't even watch the news.
We don't get into a lot of political stuff. I don't watch a lot of news because I don't believe it, and I don't know who to trust, and I don't trust anybody pretty much. So I don't watch a lot of stuff. But I think the topics, right, that we discussed when we first created the podcast.
Right.
I think those will be coming next week. We'll try and do at least 2 a week to get those in here. Have us a different kind of drink. I really like this Left Hand. I'm probably gonna get some more of those for our podcast. Could be bourbon. Could be something else. We'll get us a couple different cigars next week and let you know what we're smoking out here. But yeah, I think that's it. We appreciate everybody tuning in to Smoke Rings After Dark. You guys, please like the video, hit the subscribe button. There's a little bell notification so you'll know as soon as we release the video. Typically, we'll try to edit these out, and there's not much editing because we don't cut anything. It's just as is.
Yeah.
But usually within 24 hours, we'd like to get the videos out. So we appreciate all the followers we have right now. Please share the video with your friends. Get us out there and have some people join in on the subscriptions. Okay?
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
See you next time.